Hello everyone, I hope you've been having a good time with your copies of Animal Crossing New Horizons. So there's one thing I want to show you that maybe you've explored, maybe you haven't explored. But first, what we're going to want is you're going to want all your tools, a clear inventory, and a little bit of food. And we'll see why you want that a little bit later. But the first thing we're going to need is a Nook Miles ticket. What you're going to want to do is go to your Nook Stop terminal, which for me is in the tent still. But for anyone who may have done time skips, it could be in the shop. I've seen people already have their shops up if you're doing time skips. But I have it still in the tent. So we go over here to the Nook Stop terminal. We're going to do Redeem Nook Miles. So the Nook Miles ticket, it costs 2,000 miles, a little bit pricey. But as you can see, we have 12,000 miles. You get a lot of miles in this game just by playing naturally and doing the daily quests. So really, you can get a lot of these, especially there's not going to be a lot to get after you've already gotten your upgraded tools, DIY guide, and your increased inventory slots. So once you have that, you're going to have plenty of Nook Miles left over to get these tickets. And then we take the ticket down to the airport. That went a little bit too far. Right here. And so with this ticket, we're going to be allowed to take a flight over to a new deserted island. This is going to be different than if you've visited your friend's island. You're still going to go to I Want to Fly. However, as he says here, he sees we have a Nook Miles ticket. So we want to, instead of visiting somebody, we want to use the Nook Miles ticket and go to a brand new deserted island. He's going to warn us that we should get everything we need, but we already prepared for that. We have all of our tools, a little bit of food, and open inventory space. He's going to call for the pilot, and we're going to head right out. It's also a lot more convenient because we don't have to connect to the internet, and you don't have to do all that loading when you fly to a friend's island, somebody else that you know who has a Switch in this game. So right now he's warning us that we need to be careful of leaving any stuff here, because if we leave things here, then we can't get back to it. There's going to be a tool station in case we need to craft any more tools, in case we didn't come prepared, but we did. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is come down to the beaches. Every beach is going to have, I've seen it's probably about 3 coconut trees in total, and if you're an old school Animal Crossing player like I am, you're going to know that these used to be really rare, a single coconut washing up on your shores, very rarely. Nowadays, they're on every deserted island you visit. There's also some flowers that you can pick if you really want to do that. There's some cool crossbreeding in this game. And then there's these. So as you can see, these are oranges. And if I had anything other than oranges as my native fruit, then I would have unnative fruit that I could bring right back, start growing, and sell at 5 times the profit. But we don't want to just have to take these, go back to our home, grow them, wait 3 days every time, and then be able to actually get some of the fruit from it. So this is why we brought the food, in case if I already have oranges as my native fruit, but if there was anything else, we wouldn't want to be wasting any of these precious cherries or pears or whatever it is that you get. So then we take our shovel out, handy dandy shovel, and we just take the entire tree, shove that right in our pocket. And as you can see, we have the whole orange tree. And we can bring that straight back and immediately replant it, ready to go. You don't have to wait time. You don't have to do any time skips if you're, the kind of person that doesn't like doing time skips. Some people do, some people don't. It's okay. But you don't have to waste any time. It's like doing a time skip for growing your trees just by eating one of your own home fruits. So it's essentially, takes 100 bells and you end up netting way more bells in the process. And you don't have to waste any other fruits. And the same thing works if you want to do it with these coconut trees. You can eat that right away and dig that one right out of the ground. The next thing you're going to want to do after we've gotten all this fruit out of the way is find the rocks. So if you guys know how to, nope, that's the wrong spot. If you guys know how to get the most out of your rocks, you're going to want to dig those holes, which I can't see because, let's just chop this tree down to make it easier for us visually to see this one. Perfect. This is why you gotta have your axe with you all the time too. Bring all your tools with you. So this is unfortunate. Here, we can go up. Nope, not up there. Here. We'll just go from this side. Let's see if there's not a hole. Let me cut this up. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go and find the rocks. You're going to want to dig a hole, one here and one right where this tree is, so you don't have to dig another hole. And then you can hit all the rocks on these islands all the times that you need to get all the loot, just like you would every morning for all the rocks on your own islands. But for these, you can do it for all. I believe there's usually about 5 rocks on these islands. You can go around, you can get all the iron you need if you want to get that shop, if you want to make more tools even. I know that, sometimes that the tools will take up a little bit too much iron. If you're using them a lot, if you're playing a lot, then you won't have enough whenever you're trying to make the shop. You can also get any new bugs to donate to the museum, if it's new. A man-faced stink bug. So you can take this, immediately start hitting these, maybe even get some of those elusive gold nuggets that I'm sure some of you are after. We're getting a lot of clay here, which is unfortunate, but you can get a lot of iron by doing this, and we're also 1 short. You want to make sure that you hit that A button really fast in order to get all 9 loots out of it. Or not 9, but 3, 6, 8. All sorry, my math. All 8 loot. And another thing, which is good, they're right here, is you're going to find one other villager. We have Annalisa here. And what you can do is you talk to them, you tell them where you're from, who you are, from Shadow Pond, and they're going to say that they were out exploring just like you were. And if you talk to them again, you can invite them to your island. They're going to say, hey, this change of scenery is giving a new perspective on life. Back on my island, I like it well enough. And then you can invite them to move to your island. You just say that, and they'll move right away. And as the game progresses, you'll be able to build housing for new villagers to arrive. But this is one way that you can immediately pick and choose which animals you do, which ones you don't want on your island. So I've already got some villagers this way. I don't need another one just yet, but there'll always be the fire, and they'll be walking around. She's stuck? Oh no, it's like a interesting peninsula. And there'll be all those more rocks. There'll be more rocks. There'll be probably about 5 rocks each time. As you can see, there's another rock over there in a tree that I chopped down while I was looking for the rocks. You'll be able to get iron, clay, maybe some stone if you need stone, and those elusive gold nuggets. If you need a lot of the gold nuggets, which we probably will for later things in the game, I haven't seen much yet, but I'm sure it's going to become useful. They're pretty rare. You're not going to be able to get it just by hitting your few rocks every day. You're going to need to come here, find all the rocks, hit those rocks in order to try and get the loot. I'm going to not dig the holes for these because these trees are a little bit in the way. I'll just do it sort of efficiently. You're going to want to hit that button really fast and have those holes there. That way you can maximize all the loot at once. I'll pick up this wood too. Consider it part of the bounty of the island. And you can get pill bugs and centipedes if they're not spawning on your island, but those are pretty common drops. I've also seen rarer fish on these islands. This looks more just like a sea bass, but I have seen a lot of rarer fish. Oop, I didn't mean to press that there. Let's find another fish. That was probably just a sea bass. There's also more clams you can get just to really juice all the bells you can out of this. You can even pick all the weeds. That's going to be another good way to get... Here, we'll get a small river fish here. That's going to be another good way to get more Nook miles in order to buy more tickets, is to sell these weeds for that greedy weeder quest. As you can see here, we got a freshwater goby. That's going to sell for even more. We're going to be able to sell these foreign fruits and these coconuts. You can get more flowers for the crossbreeding that is in this game, as well as all those shells along the water. There's even more sticks and wood. If you're running low on that, you can pick those up as well. We'll pick up a few of these. There's going to be some new wildlife maybe get a new butterfly. This is the Emperor Butterfly. I've seen one of these on my island, but if that was new, we could have donated that to the museum, helped Blathers out a little bit. And there's a lot of fish. There's always tons of fish teeming around here, as well as plenty of rocks. I've seen as high as 5 rocks. This island had closer to 3. But the more you do it, the more you're going to get, and you're going to have all the resources you need. And so that's it. I hope you guys have good luck on your islands, on your trips. Got away. And better luck catching bugs than I do. Good night.